in the book, particularly in the section on servant leadership, you speak a lot about, and Yuri, you reference how some examples of Jesus being in service to the people he led, but also, Brandt, you also speak richly about servant leadership. How then do you answer the question for people who say, does servant leadership, can it create a performance culture? Because it sounds very soft, and it doesn't seem to align with driving a performance culture. How would you answer?
Can I get the first shot at that?
Yes.
Brandt's, the epitome of Brandt's leadership model is servant leadership. The guy who brought this into history was Robert Greenleaf. Robert Greenleaf also got it from other people. He doesn't mention Jesus that directly, but more people say if you look at the leadership of Jesus, he turned everything around. He honored children, he honored women. He looked after the ill. He wasn't afraid to be seen with lepers, and not even with the business people of his time. And when it was time for him to go to the cross, he first washed his disciples' feet. He took the job of a slave. And then he died. Now, if you ever get Tom Holland's book, Dominion, just read it. We see people with crosses around their necks, and it's beautiful. But the cross was a horrible death. The Romans crucified hundreds, if not thousands of people to remain in power. Jesus took that road. He didn't even hesitate. And it was hard for him. It was really hard for him. But then he established the Christian faith. And the Christian faith is still around today. It's here and there, it's a bit damaged, but there's talk of a quiet revival in Europe. People getting back to church, people getting back to faith. The Gen Zs are open to faith. So I think that's just when I want to say my friend's model, servant leadership, work because it's without an ego.
Thank you, Yuri. Yeah, you must please just cut me short.
Never a chance.
Do it with pleasure. But I learned from my mother that people respond better to love than to fear. Even in the tough world of business, if you want results and loyalty, you must engage the head and touch the heart. And you can only touch a heart provided you care. So the hypothesis that that performance and a kind boss, that those two things are mutually exclusive, is nonsense. If you care about your people, if you're even willing to serve them, then you take your relationship with them to a different level. They become more loyal, more honest, more committed. They work harder. And eventually you create a culture that is caring at the horizontal level, because colleagues start caring for each other. And then the caring philosophy is spontaneously being applied vertically. So I've seen it in action. Servant leader, very committed staff, very engaged staff, and very happy customers. So to the accountants who are present here in the room, my experience is that there's an absolute correlation between employee happiness or satisfaction or engagement and customer satisfaction or fulfillment and profitability and market share. So servant leadership, if it comes from your heart, because I want to make it clear, you can't fake it.